Welcome everyone to the seventh session of the Symbolon seminar. Today it's another special day here in the Hokkaido Sapporo from the Hokkaido University, and we will have a special session from Professor Taguchi, and Hyung is with us also. Very quickly and briefly, I will introduce the seminar. So this is the team that is behind Hyung, Kim, Associate Researcher at École Normale Supérieure, Eric Petit, Senior Research Engineer at Intel, Quentin Barbier, who is also a Technical Manager at Intel, and Alex Dio do all the design for us, and myself, Computer Scientist at Intel. And so for those that are new to this seminar, our objective is to try to link between the technology and companies, technologists with philosophy and academia, and bringing different perspectives, different kind of knowledge and thinkers to understand AI, to understand the impact of AI in the human society, and to better enter this AI era that we are entering in. And with that, Hyung Kim, please, can you introduce our guest?
Right. Today we have Professor Shigeru Taguchi from the university, Hokkaido University. He's a professor of Faculty of Humanities and Human Sciences, and also the director of this center, CHAIN. This CHAIN means Center for Human Nature, Artificial Intelligence, and Core Science. We're very happy to have Professor Taguchi. Welcome, and thank you for accepting our invitation.
Okay, thank you very much for your kind introduction. Let me briefly introduce myself. So I am a philosopher, and especially I have been working on phenomenology, Husserlian phenomenology. And the topics of my research are consciousness, self, intersubjectivity, and so on. Recently I've been collaborating with different kind of many different kinds of scientists, like neuroscientists, mathematicians, roboticists, AI researchers, cognitive researchers, and so on. And I'm currently exploring a philosophy that is open to science, based on the concept of mediation. But today I'm not going to talk about mediation, but I'm focusing on what is phenomenology. So let me start. The phenomenology. Phenomenology is one of the streams of philosophy. Maybe people say that phenomenology is not a kind of theory, but it's a movement. So there are many different philosophers, many different kinds of researchers who are participating in this movement of phenomenology. That's why phenomenology is a little bit difficult to grasp, but the fundamental core of phenomenology is quite simple, I believe. And today I'm going to talk about this simple core of phenomenology. And by that, I'd like to explain what is phenomenology. And to answer this question, what is phenomenology? I believe we need to consider what is reality. And let us start from this question. First, I'd like to talk about object. And the object before our eyes, for example, I have a cube in front of me. You can see this?
Yeah, we can. Yeah,
you can see this.
Yeah. Even you can show it. Like this
okay.
one here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this.
Yeah. And yeah, what is real in this situation? So, what is real of this object? And I see this cube from this side, and so in this case, I see these three faces of this object, but I don't see the other three faces of this cube. So in such a way, I always can see limited faces of the cube. And if I see the other side of the cube, then I don't see that faces that I saw before. Or in such a way, what I see is always limited, and I cannot see the whole faces of the object. This is the basic rule by which an object can appear. And yeah, so you can look at this,
Yes.
and maybe you can guess what it is. But yeah, you can guess. Maybe this is a ball or this is a cylinder. But in fact, this is like that.
A kind
Yeah.
of cone.
Cone, a kind of cone. But at this stage, yeah, at that time in which you saw only this, you couldn't know what it is. You could only guess what it is. Yeah. But basically, it is the situation in which we are is always like that, and you can always only guess what it is from limited experiences or limited appearances. And yeah, if I would be a musician, then yeah, maybe I show this, and yeah, this is a cylinder, but next moment maybe I can show something different. Yeah, maybe something like this. Yeah, in such a way, so you can always only guess what it is from using limited appearances of object. And what is real is, for example, yeah, regarding this room, what is real is what is visible in this room. So for us, we see, yeah, this room.
Any objects.
Yeah, there are books, bookshelf, there are window, and so on. But we cannot see outside of the building at this moment. In this way, yeah. So what is real is always what we see, and beyond that is only what we can guess and what we think it is. And one comes to realize that this is true of the entire world. Everything can only appear like that. And the whole world can only appear in this way. We can always experience only a small part of the world, and the other parts of the world are always, yeah, what we can only guess. And next, I'd like to focus on time. Reality is constantly unfolding in time, so everything changes in time, and yeah. So maybe this table does not seem to change, rather it looks stable. But in fact, in molecular level or atomic level, it also changes constantly, and also how this table looks like. It's also constantly changing because I see this table from this perspective, but I can also see it from another perspective, yeah, like that. So the table appears always differently, and this means that it changes in time. And from the temporal perspective, what is truly real? And the past is nothing but my recollection. So past, I can only remember the past occurrences, past events, and the future is nothing but my anticipation. So I can only anticipate what will happen. And in this way, we can also realize that neither the past nor the future can be called really real, or it cannot be reality itself. And likewise, imagination cannot be called real. What is imagined is not called real. So therefore, what is real is in the end only the now. What we experience now and what is happening now can be called real. And only what we are experiencing now can be said with certainty to be real. Next, now I'd like to talk about body, and let us return to the earlier discussion of objects. And what is it that I actually experience as real? And so it is what my body perceives. So whatever is experienced as real is always accompanied by my body. So my body is always with our experience. When we are experiencing something, our body is always there. And the here, where my body is present, because my body is always here, so I can walk to another place, but then this other place is now here for my body, and I can travel around the world, but here is always the place where my body is, or the other way around, the body or the place where my body is called here. So the here where my body is now is the very locus of reality, and all reality can be opened up only from this place where my body is. And wherever my body is, wherever my body is not present, I cannot clearly say that it is real. For example, maybe 1 kilometer away, there is a Sapporo station. I believe that the Sapporo station still exists, but I don't know exactly whether it really exists because someone already exploded the whole structure of the station. It is possible. It is not probable, but at least possible. And so yeah, everything that I'm not seeing, and everything, everything in the place where my body is not present is just what I can only guess. And it is also the body that experiences the now. So now is always experienced by my body. So in every experience of the now, my living body is present. So the future is not yet realized and remains uncertain. It is not real because my living body is not yet present in the future. So the same holds for the past. So even if I wish to see it again, the past can no longer be verified. Yeah, I'd like to check how I don't know how something is yeah. If I like to check something in the past, but it is not possible for me now. So that's whatever we can confirm as real is always rooted in the body. So being bodily lived in the present is the very source of experiential reality. So this is the first point I would like to stress. And conversely, reality is always accompanied by our body. So these two can never be separated. I mean, reality and the body cannot be separated from each other. So now maybe you might think that this is a kind of narrowing of our thought into a merely subjective focus. So what I'm talking about is only subjective experiences and subjective appearances and not real objective reality. Maybe you might think like that, but I would say no. It is not just subjective appearance or something like that. So from here alone, I mean from this bodily experience alone, a perspective on all reality opens up. In fact, only from here can reality be seen as truly real. So I would like to explain why it is so. So as we have already confirmed, only what is experienced here and now can truly be called real. In such experience of the here and now, the body is unavoidably present. So only this bodily experience can be said to be truly real. So everything else is mixed with human expectations, anticipations, conjectures, inferences, or imagination, something like that. We cannot say 100% certain what something is outside this bodily experience, and thus this amounts to a way of grasping reality that includes the possibility that it may not be so. Yeah, it may be so, but it may not be so. We don't know exactly what it is outside this bodily experience. Yeah, whatever we experience, any experience must rest on and proceed through the bodily experience of here and now. And if so, even the knowledge we regard as objective is grounded in this. So I will give some examples. So, for example, I believe that the object before me exactly exists objectively. Okay? It's not as my subjective hallucination. I see this cube in front of me, but maybe it's something like a hallucination. But yeah, I can say it's not hallucination. I can say because I can touch it, I can smell it, and so on. And if someone don't believe that this is real, then I can let it touch by this person, uh, like that. Usually, yeah, we if we want to check whether something is real or not, then we use such bodily experiences. Yeah, I can say it is real because if I reach out my hand, I can touch it, and this is precisely the bodily experience of here and now. So, in short, whenever we verify reality, we rely on the bodily experience of here and now. Now, maybe such things that we experience can be verified by our bodily experience, but what about objective knowledge about the world? So, for example, you believe that the capital of Australia is not Sydney, not Melbourne, but Canberra. It is a kind of objective knowledge. You believe that. Yeah, it is a little bit tricky because Canberra is much smaller than Sydney or Melbourne, but it is true. We believe that. But why do you believe that? Why do you think so? And perhaps, you may say, because I learned it at school. Okay, yet when you learned it at school, did you not encounter that knowledge for the first time here and now? Yeah, maybe you were in a classroom and the teacher explained to you how Australia is, and she or he say that the capital of Australia is Canberra. You hear that with your ears, and you see the blackboard, and the name Canberra is written in the blackboard. You see that with your eyes. In such a way, you also used the bodily experience at that time. And your objective knowledge about the capital of the Australia is based on this bodily experience, rooted in this bodily experience. And when knowledge becomes unclear, for example, I don't know which city is the capital of Australia, and now it's not clear. Then what would you do? You might search with Google or ask an AI. In doing so, do you not type on the keyboard and look at the results on the screen? So this typing and seeing are also bodily actions and experiences. So even your trust in Google or trust in AI comes from something you once saw or heard, again, a bodily experience. So in such a way, if we trace the source or trace the reason why it is real, why it is objectively real, then we finally comes to a bodily experience. In short, in the end, we can never escape from the bodily experience of here and now. And whatever we may know is always rooted in this bodily experience. And what about scientific knowledge? Scientific knowledge is truly objective, and maybe it does not have any special connection to body experience. Maybe you might think so. But science is based on various experiments and observations. And to conduct an experiment or observation, one must move one's hands, check with one's eyes, and scientific activity is really a complicated activity involving a lot of bodily movements, bodily actions. Without our bodily actions, no science can be conducted. So even the observation of distant celestial bodies, even with an electron microscope, or even with complex statistical processing, in the end, a human being must look at the monitor and confirm the results. It is necessary at some point. So thus, even scientific knowledge is not independent of the bodily experience of here now. So nothing is apart from bodily experience here now. Whatever it may be, if it is real in any sense, its source of reality lies in bodily experience of here and now. So this applies even to things not usually called real, for example, imagination. So could such an imagination be possible? Yeah. So if someone might ask, then you might answer yes, because I actually imagine it. Yeah. So in this case, you say that your imagination is real. Your imagination as your kind of action is real. So as this exchange shows, even imagination has a certain reality. And so really performed imagination and just abstractly possible imagination are different. In this way, imagination can also be real. And the source of that reality lies in the fact that the bodily self, here and now, actually performed this act of imagination. So in this way, the act of imagination, the act of imagining is a kind of experience of bodily self, and the reality of imagination is based on this act. So I believe to have shown that being related to the bodily experience of here and now is the very source of being real. So what does it mean in the end? It means this: as to say it is related to the bodily experience of here and now is another way of saying it is actually appearing. Everything must appear to me. Without that, we cannot say that it is real. So when something appears, at the core of its appearing lies the bodily experience of here and now. So to stand on this fact means to reconsider everything we assume to exist or to be real from the perspective of appearing. We can reconsider everything from this perspective. All things appear. So, for example, objects appear, processes appear, mental phenomena appear, the objects of mental acts appear. So everything is appearing to me. And this appearing is the basis for reality. And at the core of this appearing, there is our bodily experience. So even what is usually regarded as not appearing can be seen from the perspective of appearing. And this is what phenomenology is doing. So for example, someone may say, I cannot see it, but there is a spirit in this room. Yeah, there's a ghost or something like that. I cannot see, but it is. Yeah. And if that person who says that truly senses the spirit in some way, yeah, I somehow senses, I had somehow sense the spirit, I somehow catches this vibration or something. Yeah, then that very sensing is itself a kind of appearing to this person. And if the person is just lying and pretending to sense something like a ghost, then what appears are, for example, the person telling the lie, and the lie itself we listen to, and some object or image evoked by this lie. These are all appearing things. And in sum, when such phenomena are experienced as a whole, an event occurs that is spoken of in words, such as there is a spirit here. Yeah. Here, this situation can also be analyzed in terms of appearance. And what about God? It is often said that God does not appear in the tradition of the Middle Age theology. It was said that God does not appear fundamentally. But if God does not appear, why is God known at all? Yeah, because countless discourses about God with our parents or other people, as we were a child, we listened to various stories and so on, and such texts or sermons, allusions, rumors, and so on. We very often heard about God, read about God. And these countless discourses about God do appear. And such discourses bring forth the corresponding object. That too is genuine. Yeah, in the sense, to consider what the word God means for us, it is effective to observe and analyze how the object appears in concrete experiences. Yeah? This way of thinking about the object is always effective and always meaningful. That is what phenomenology would like to pursue. So, let me conclude. So, it is possible to analyze virtually everything. I mean, really everything from the perspective of how it appears. So, this is precisely what phenomenology seeks to do. So, phenomenology is not merely analyzing what appears subjectively. In other words, it does not merely analyze the inside of our mind. I would like to stress this point. So many people misunderstand that, okay, phenomenology, I know that phenomenology is something like the analysis of our mind, what appears to us. It means that what happens in our mind, and phenomenology is a kind of philosophy that analyzes something like that inside our mind. But I don't think so. It is much more. So we have already confirmed that even what is called objective or material cannot appear apart from bodily experience here and now. Therefore, whether mental or physical, inner or outer, phenomenology examines everything from the perspective of appearance. So hence, it is a mistake to think of phenomenology as a just science of mind, or subjective insight or something like that. Rather, a phenomenology is the attempt to examine everything from its appearing, how it appears, and to withdraw everything from the perspective of what is truly real. Therefore, I would like to call phenomenology not a science of the mind, but a science of reality. So, or we may call it a down-to-earth philosophical inquiry into reality. And because phenomenology is always oriented to a concrete reality in terms of bodily experience, that's why it can be called down-to-earth, I think. And still it is very philosophical because it changes our way of thinking, way of seeing the world. Because usually in everyday life we think that we believe that there is just this object, there is just object like that in front of us. But phenomenology changes this way of seeing objects, seeing the world, and we can now see the reality in terms of its appearance. How it appears is always the core of reality we have, and if we lose this core, then we also lose reality. Yeah. Okay. That's it. That is what I wanted to present you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you.
So it was an excellent lecture on phenomenology and what we understand by phenomenology, because we especially talk about phenomenology a lot nowadays, especially related to consciousness studies. But to some extent, it's not very clear what we mean by phenomenology. So this lecture was really great to introduce the very idea of phenomenology and phenomenology, how it became. So thank you very much. But I'd like to ask one question and start with this question. So in the lecture, you said that appearing is the core of phenomenology. And I'd just like to hear a little bit more specifically how this appearing is related to the first person perspective, because that's what's very important.
Yes. So people often says that phenomenology is the science of first-person experience. Yeah. I think I agree to some extent, but not fully agree in this statement because if we say that phenomenology is the science of first-person experience, then it seems that as if phenomenology only concerns the inside or mind of a certain person. Yeah. So what phenomenology describes seems as if it is my personal private experience. Yeah. Solipsistic, yes. And our how should I say? Our concept of subjective reality is very, very strong, and it is almost always presupposed when we think about something subjective. And we think as if subject is like a ball or capsule in which our mind or consciousness is confined. But we can never look at our consciousness like that. We can never look at our consciousness like a ball or something that placed in our head. Yeah, never, never. Yeah. So consciousness is always there. We experience it, but it is just so. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So it's not confined in our head. It's not something like a capsule. But consciousness as it is not something like a closed region. Yeah. So if we can, of course we can distinguish between my consciousness and your consciousness, what I'm now conscious of and what you are conscious of are different sometimes. For example, I'm very hungry, for example, but you are not hungry. I can, of course, understand this distinction. But this distinction, how do you know this distinction? Yeah. Then definitely I knew this distinction from my experience. And as I said, this experience is always based on my bodily experience. In such a way, this bodily experience is somehow prior to this distinction, or this distinction, or knowing this distinction is always based on experience, which is also bodily. So in such a way, as Japanese philosopher Kitaro Nishida said, experience is always prior to self-other distinction, and not vice versa. Yeah, not first I'm a closed subjectivity, and then I know the other people. Rather, we have experience from scratch. We have experience from the beginning, and after that, we have experience of self-other distinction. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
I just also wanted to ask one more question related to this for a more clearer picture of understanding of phenomenology. So, because we are so still in this framework of the modern, especially European philosophy, which is, so to say, philosophy of subject, we think with this idea of self as subject, meaning that if you want to talk about experience, or if you want to talk about a body, there has to be a subject of this experience, and even bodily experience is also a subjective bodily experience. So it could be misleading us to think that phenomenology is still in the framework of the solipsistic idea of declarants. So maybe you can explain that a little bit more. And also how this can also in relation to here and now. I think it could be helpful.
I think the basic assumption that there are many different subjects involved, and they are all in a way isolated. This kind of assumption is very strong, and that's why we always think that if there is an experience or if there is consciousness, then it must be someone's experience or someone's consciousness. It is, of course,
This is a strong paradigm.
yeah. In a sense, it is right. It is true that it is someone's experience or someone's consciousness. But yeah, I ask again, how did you know that? Yeah, how did you know that this is someone's experience? This is also experience. Yeah, only by experience I could know that this is my experience, and only from experience I could know that okay, this is your experience and not my experience. Yeah, this is also based on experience.
Something is coming to my mind. So is it, so experience is prior? So if we get, for instance, kids, babies, they start experiencing and they don't distinguish, they are not aware of their hands. So the way I understand it is that it's the experience that give us the sense of self and the distinction from others, starting from the baby distinguishing himself from his mother and being aware about his hands and so on.
Yeah.
Is it that kind of experience that is accumulated through our life?
Yeah. I think it is true, and I believe it really is so. Our experience has developed from the baby stage. After that, we experience a distinction between self and other, and so on. Yeah. We acquainted with various objects in the world and so on. So, but this development itself is already a reconstructed history of my experience, and I cannot experience it again. So that's why it's what we imagine now. Yeah. So again, this whole story of my development is also something that is at least reconstructed or even imagined. And this reconstruction or imagination is done by me now, here, and this is also based on the experience of here and now. Yeah, like that. This is quite tricky, I think. Yeah, of course. If I can restart my life from my baby stage, then everything can be beautifully unfolded based on experience of the first stage, data stage, but we have to be very careful about the fact that this story is also something made by us, in a sense. And the real reality is here and now. Yeah. So we live here and now, and we think and we discuss here and now. That's why we have also this story about my life from baby stage to the adult stage.
So everything is related to the body and what the body is experiencing at the moment.
Yeah.
Even if it's something recording some memories of the past or imagination or reconstructing something or projecting ourselves in the future. So it's what we are living right now, the body is experiencing right now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric.
Yes, yes. Eric, you want to ask a question? Yeah,
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. I'm not very sure if I understood your question correctly, but yeah, would it be correct if I understand your question like that? So we have now a highly developed AI, and this AI can have senses, and by these senses, AI can perceive the world in such a way it can also have a bodily experience. Uh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and is it? Yeah, your question is whether it is possible or not. Is it right, or maybe? Yeah.
I will repeat your question. So, and Eric, you tell me if I'm right or not. So basically, what he's saying is AI system is advancing. The next step is the embodiment of those AI system into robots. And so his question is, can we say that this AI might develop sense of awareness and sense of the self?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. I think it is a very complicated problem, and so it is really difficult to give a clear answer to this question. But basically, I think that I we have to uh, distinguish two aspects regarding this question. One is our interaction with AI, and we can interact with AI like ChatGPT, almost like with humans. So we can now chat with ChatGPT, and this is really amazing. ChatGPT is also use something like filler. Wow. Okay, like that. It's really surprising, and in such a situation, humans inevitably feel that we are talking with someone like we are human. So, in such a situation, we cannot avoid feeling the human-like agent. And in this case, maybe our reaction cannot be distinguished from the reaction to human beings. Um, which means we think that our discussion partner is conscious, and the discussion partner has kind of experience. But this fact is not very important when we are talking with this person. We don't really ask, is this person really conscious, or does this person really have experience? We don't ask such questions. And we also don't ask about the problem of consciousness in AI when we are chatting with ChatGPT. And in this case, the problem of the question whether AI is conscious or not is not very important, I think. And this is one aspect. And but there is another aspect of this question. I think still we cannot stop asking whether AI is conscious or not. And I think this question is always remains, but fundamentally we cannot answer this question because I don't know if Hyeon is really conscious. Maybe she is someone like zombie, yeah. Or I also don't know. Adele is really conscious, yeah. Fundamentally, I can never know the reality of consciousness or experience of other people. This is fundamentally true. That's why, the question about consciousness of AI is also, not possible to be fundamentally solved, I think. Yeah. So I maybe I don't really understand your point. So we can never be an AI, and so which means we can never experience the real existence of AI experience, AI consciousness. So in this sense, we can only start from human's perspective, and I think we can never take another perspective than human's perspective, because as I explained in my talk, this human experience is based on our bodily experience, and which is the source of all reality. And when we want to think about AI consciousness, we also have to start from our bodily experience, and in such a way, maybe we cannot escape from this limitation or from this fundamental condition.
So go ahead. Just a comment. My understanding, and Eric, just to tell you, my understanding is that even if, for instance, we have AI embodied tomorrow and can develop their own self of the self, sense of the self, we cannot say that they are conscious or not. We cannot, even though if we see an AI not diverging, but becoming more and more kind of independent, and mimicking more and more our capabilities, even if AI reach this level, we cannot, as humans, say that they are conscious or
not. I think maybe the question itself is a little bit unfortunate in a sense, because I think we cannot say that consciousness exists or not. This question itself is somehow, not very well posed in a sense, because of course we can say sometimes consciousness exists, but only in such a case where someone lost consciousness. If you suddenly fell and don't move, then I might say that maybe he lost consciousness, or something like that. In such a case, maybe we can talk about existence of consciousness, but in fundamental sense, maybe we can never think about the total loss of consciousness or experience, because without consciousness and experience, we cannot say anything, and we cannot think anything, we cannot conceive, imagine, even fabricate anything. Yeah. So that's why consciousness is always prior, experience is always prior. That is, point.
Right. And I think what we can focus more on here is actually experience.
Yeah.
And I think talking about experience in this context would be very helpful, actually, because, like you said, I think that's why you were trying to say, the question that we ask, is something conscious or is the machine conscious? That question itself maybe has to be reformulated because that already comes with a lot of assumption, and from a very human perspective.
Yeah.
But if we approach this issue with a different way of thinking, for example, like what Shigeru today explained in a very neat way, experience, but not as a subjective consciousness experience, but experience from a different angle. And also, I think here what we didn't mention today, but could be helpful is shared experience. So how this experience is shared, but that doesn't mean that also that they're different subjects and it's shared, but it is what is believed to be my experience is already to some extent shared experience.
Yeah.
So when we think of AI and in the direction of like whether AI can be like us and can be conscious like us, if we approach that question with this, it could open us a different door to see how AI can, how we can understand what AI is doing.
I think so. Yeah, that is really the fundamental key to this problem. Yeah. So we ourselves don't know exactly what consciousness is, and we don't really understand. What does it mean to be conscious, to have consciousness, to have experience? That's why we cannot answer to the question whether AI can be conscious or not. Yeah.
And I keep saying always, this paradigm and framework that we are already in. So even Eric's question was wonderful, but at the same time, when we ask the question, we can just very clearly see already that we are questioning from this very premise or presupposition that a consciousness that is subjective, and subjective meaning that is the sense of self.
Yeah.
So we really approach this problem or the phenomenon of AI and this artificial intelligence really from that perspective, and we're not even aware of it. And that's what I always say in almost every seminar, that's the paradigm and that's the framework that is actually meant.
Yes.
So, and philosophy wants to question that, and it wants to come up with some new way to deal with it differently. So I think that's also partially what Shigeru wanted to say response to Eric.
Yeah. Thank you for support. It's much better said.
And also because I think this was very much related to our project, our joint project,
Exactly.
how we can understand the idea of ego at all, and it comes with this sharedness, but not in the sense that we're doing this together, we're sharing this moment like as different subjects, but already this sharedness as something that is already like part of ego. And that's why we try to come up with different terminologies like experience. Because as soon as we say like subject consciousness, then comes with this whole language. So maybe you can say a little bit more about this sharedness and in terms of objectivity as well.
As I said, self-other distinction can also, it is also only possible based on experience, which is always prior. And in this sense, experience cannot be attributed isolated egos, subjects. Rather, experience is always my experience and your experience, and her or his or their experience is at the same time. In a sense, I always say. So I don't claim that there is a big collective experience at the same time. I don't claim such metaphysical theory or something like that. Rather, I always want to suggest there is a very, very simple fundamental fact that we always experience, but we always look through, or we always don't realize, don't notice. That is always there, like the air. That's why we cannot realize that they exist. They are there, and So in this sense, experience is something we cannot find in our everyday life, but we always presuppose in our everyday life and in our scientific activity and in every situation. So such experience must be shared by various persons, because otherwise we cannot talk with other people. We cannot understand other people. We cannot even fight with other people. So anyway, as far as we have interaction with other people, this interaction is a part of this fundamental reality, which can also be called experience. So that is what I can say.
Maybe Eric has another question.
Eric, do you want to make a comment, maybe?
Mm. Yeah, so I'm not sure. So if I understood correctly, mm, you understood. You understand?
So I think what I understood from
Yeah.
his question was that, so for human being,
Yeah.
although we share
Yeah.
experience and the sharedness obviously is necessary and it's there and it's but fundamental, but at the same time, each person is different and each person's experience is also different and it cannot be replicated. But in the case of AI, it's not the same. It's it can be replicated. And so right, Eric? Am I?
But in what sense AI experience can be replicated?
You know, like, because when you, I'm not, I don't know AI so much.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah. Okay, I understood. But this what is shared in this case is just information or just what was experienced, and what is experienced and experience are different things. Yeah, and experience itself can never be uh, yeah completely shared by different persons, and even by different AIs if they are uh, agents of or in a sense subjects of experience. They cannot fundamentally share the same experience and same experience. I think so. For example, we can share the information about certain object, but yeah, this object is differently experienced by different persons, even if the whole information uh, is shared. So in such a way, uh, experience is always based on certain perspective. And if AI is conscious, or if AI has experience, then it must have a certain perspective. And then an experience of AI cannot be shared by another AI. And in this sense, the situation is not different from humans, I think. And and this distinction between humans, my experience is not your experience, and vice versa. This distinction itself is also experienced in the basic situation of experience, I think. So without experience, we cannot know that my experience is different from others' experience. So that's my. Yeah, so sorry. So maybe acoustically.
So
it is very.
Acoustically was
It is very difficult to understand your. I'm sorry.
I can repeat maybe, and you tell me if it's right. What he's asking is experience is an inner prior based on the self experience. Um, is it that? Is it right?
I think you still it seems to me that you still uh, uh, are talking based on a framework in which there are many different people and they all have different priors, and based on these priors, they have other experiences, something like that. Maybe you, yeah, you, yeah, but. This framework itself is maybe already constructed from my perspective, and I would like to question this framework itself. So the distinction between me and you and me is already based on experience, and in such a way we cannot say from the beginning that I have a particular prior, you have also a particular prior, and that's why we are different. It is maybe a kind of constructed assumption, I think, and real experience of the situation is maybe a little bit different from my view. That makes sense. So it is, really difficult to explain, but we need a change of way of seeing. Without this change, it is very difficult to come to the point where we can agree. So that is.
Can I?
Yeah.
So I think, it's kind of a repetition, but I think again, it's just so hard to go beyond this framework or paradigm, which assumes that it all begins with I, like from I as a subjective conscious being, and with my subjective experience. And I think we still think and question in this framework. So that, and all the questions are going back to this point, I think. And it's not because Eric's question is not that it's a good question, but it's just that really we all are in this framework. Like we don't doubt that I am there as a subject myself, and we take that for granted, as if it were the reality, as if it were a fact that is pre-given. But what Shigeru is trying to say, I think, and I too, and we share this idea that this very idea of I as a conscious subject is an assumption, not an unquestionable fact.
This is the way I understand it. The experience we are talking about and you are describing is what the body is experiencing now, right now, without any prior construction. This is the fundamental point we are making.
Right. Yes. Prior construction of I.
Yes.
This is what here and now happening through the body, with the body. Without any, even if we imagine something, it is the body that is experiencing it right now.
So everything other than that is already, in a sense, contaminated by our guessing of imagination, assumption, predictions,
Beliefs.
and so on. Yeah. So so they can be doubted. But what I call experience in my talk cannot be doubted. We cannot think that there will not be this will not exist. Yeah, it's impossible.
No, it is right now.
Right now, it is always happening, and we cannot escape from.
Yeah.
But I think it could be confusing because even when we talk about experience, like automatically we just take, my experience.
Yeah.
That's why it is very confusing.
Yes.
It could be misunderstood. That's why I also asked you that first question because when literally, if you really think about it, as soon as you hear the word experience, it's like, my experience.
Yeah.
But how else can I think of experience? So experience itself is always just regarded as and perceived as and thought of as my subjective experience because it's so hard to think otherwise, other way.
I think I really think I capture and I understand. And you're right. I think when we hear the word experience, we have our own biases about what we read and so on. But now I think I get the point.
Maybe.
Look, it was very deep and a lot to think about. Yeah.
But it's a process.
And I think this is why we really need philosophy, not just to repeat what we already know or what we already think we know and all this framework that it's already given. But we have to really understand that even the idea of my own self, which seems like, like unshakable, like premise of like fundamental premise. Even that is actually philosophical invention, especially of the modern world.
Actually, what I call experience, or what I call here and now, or what I call bodily, they are all concepts. And they are not really important.
Right.
And I don't want you to understand these words as they are in our everyday life. Rather, they are just symbols. And what I really wanted to suggest was this. Now, but not now.
Even when we say now,
it's already one segment of arrow of time or something like that. No, I don't mean that. Rather, it's
to me at least.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you for all this explanation. It was really, really good discussion.
And thank you. Thank Eric.
Eric, thank you. Are you still here?
From all the way from Paris.
Yeah, thank you very much for your great questions.
He always has very insightful and great questions, especially concerning AI.
No, I think it was a really interesting discussions, and I had other thoughts about when you say phenomenology as a study of reality, and how phenomenology can help us maybe understand and study those AI systems. This is also another thing because as of today, AI systems they work. We don't know why they work. We don't have the mathematical back that can back up us to explain why they took this or this decision. And so one of the most important things in the upcoming years is to understand those AI systems, to understand the impact in us, human and society, but also to understand them. And so maybe phenomenology can help as a science of reality, can help us study this phenomena because it's at the end a phenomenon. And it's also a disturbing phenomenon because it replicates our behavior, our capabilities. So maybe phenomenology, how can phenomenology can help us in this
I think in many ways, phenomenology can help discussions about such AI phenomena, especially when we are talking about AI consciousness. I often feel that maybe the concept of consciousness itself is too unclear. What consciousness is really a fundamental and difficult problem in philosophy. And in philosophy, people discussed about that several hundred years, but still we don't have an agreement. So that's why I sometimes feel that what kind of consciousness concept do you have? I want to ask this question. Otherwise, the discussion is always very, how should I say, unstable, without a steady basis, conceptual basis. So, and as Hyeon said, if we talk about consciousness, we almost automatically presuppose the whole framework established in the modern philosophy, in which subjects are separated, isolated, and these isolated individuals can interact with each other only based on this individual, separated, isolated basis. That is, just a framework, and it's not absolute. And we can question this framework, we can think otherwise, and in such a way we can open up a new way of thinking about AI consciousness and also human consciousness. I think AI consciousness or AI's development teaches us a lot. Really teaches us really a lot, and I find it really stimulating. So, for example, maybe we think that we have to have something like pre-given logic or rules to talk in a meaningful way. But maybe I just choose my words statistically based on my past experiences, learning. Because if AI can do that in such a way, then maybe our ability to intelligently talk, discuss, that is maybe also very different. It is possible. Like that, in this way, AI development really stimulates philosophy. And we, philosophers also react to this stimulation. It's really a
virtuous cycle of
really it's very exciting field.
And about what Adele said, that we like how AI is developing. We don't know everything about like how it works, and it's disturbing. And I think even that already also shows us that why is it disturbing to us? Because we want to know what it is doing, and this it is considered or taken almost as a subject, although we doubt and we question, is it a conscious subject like us? But maybe it's not actually a question to us. Maybe we assume, even though we don't think it is, but we assume as if it is, and so it is disturbing because we don't know what it is doing. But what it's maybe, I think what Shigeru was suggesting is that instead of focusing on to understand what it is doing, but what is appearing, it's a complete different perspective because we don't have to assume some sort of subject, whether it is like us or not, whether it is conscious like us or not, but it can be a completely different question.
Yeah, I think I see, I understand. It's really hard to understand how they works, and so it's even more difficult to understand those systems. So I think I get the point that we learn or we understand them from how they appear to us and how we interact with them. So
I think that's why also what Shigeru said also is that what AI could do to help us to understand even ourselves is that among people, like between different human beings, we just automatically assume that what he's thinking, what he's doing, So this subject is something that we can't get rid of. But AI, it's a little bit easier with AI to be free from this assumption, So I think so. This could also help us to understand us better.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I agree. No, it's a good point. And also the fact that it's mirror us is something that is stimulating for us to go beyond, maybe better understand what we are really.
Yes,
Yes.
And what is language? That is also a very interesting question that was stimulated by AI development. If AI can use language so well, then what is really a language? Maybe some researchers in Japan whose name is Taguchi, Tadahiro Taguchi. He is a roboticist. He is studying language, and he claims that maybe it is not that we use language, rather language uses us. Language uses us as experience sampling machines. Collecting machines. So because language itself does not have body, but we have bodies, and so language uses us to collect experiences in the world, experiences about the world. There are various events, various objects in the world, but language itself does not have any access to them. But if language uses us as bodily beings, then it can collect experiences about the world.
And that can explain why there is different languages, because when it uses us, it has to adapt to the time and space where it is being deployed. But it's in AI we have this what we call latent space, which is a high level representation of all languages, and this is what helps us to translate from language to another, which is really complicated to, for instance, capture irony and in translation, but with such high level abstraction of representation of language, we can. And so this is also something that pushes us to understand why we found some common patterns on top of those languages. It is a fascinating.
Very fascinating, and such high level
abstraction.
I think it means something like transformation of one to another, and this transformation itself is very abstract, but it is because it is so abstract that it can transform many things from to each other. That is really interesting, and maybe language itself is also something like such a transforming machine, and we can talk with each other using language. It means that our experiences are so different, very different, but using language, we can transform our experiences in one way or another. If I look at a red thing, this red quality is maybe different from your red quality, but we can transform my red quality to your red quality using the word red in such a way. Yes, maybe AI opened up such a way of thinking or seeing the reality, and it's really, really important. And it's one side, I think, and on the other side, there is the problematic that I wanted to convey, which is experience and bodily experience, which is really there, and nothing more. Something like that.
A good, very good point and conclusion.
Thank you so much.
I thank you. I thank you.
No, it was really nice. Thank you so much, Professor Taguchi. It was really nice discussion. I really appreciate it. And also hosting us here in it's very nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Eric.
Eric, I don't know if he's still here with us because he had some problem with his battery.
Oh, okay.
Eric? Okay. He left. Yeah, I think he texted me. So
Oh, okay.
Anyway, thank you so much again, Professor Young. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I think we can stop here. So please follow us. This was a really nice discussion with Professor Taguchi and Young, of course. My super friend, and Eric from over the sea, as
Another super friend.
Yes, another super friend from over the seas in France for the first time. And this is funny. He used to be in the US and us in France, and now we are here in Japan. He's in France. Yeah. Unfortunately for him.
Yeah.
So thank you all for watching us, and see you in the next one. Ciao.
Thank you. Ciao.